Our Gianna Molla Award was developed to honor what we call unsung heroes in the pro-life movement. So I want to tell you a quick story. About 10 years ago, I went to a benefit dinner for the small pregnancy center. It was a very modest affair in the downstairs of a church. It wasn't a Catholic one, so there was no alcohol served. And we were all kind of thinking, what's going on? It was by far the most charming and heartwarming event, because there I heard the woman who was running the clinic. It was kind of like Mary Poppins' carpet bag. They said, oh, well, we do prenatal, we do postpartum, we help with childcare, we do parenting classes. And there were people that came up and witnessed to how Alpha Pregnancy Center had helped them. And I thought, how is this possible? But it's so beautiful. And it just shows that with God, all things are possible. And when a faithful woman responds to the call of God, then beautiful things come about. So it is with very, very great, with just such a profound honor for me, on behalf of the Walk for Life, and for all of you, and for the 1,000 babies that are here today because of the faithfulness of Alpha Pregnancy Center. And that's our own Chastidy Ronan and her husband Matt.
Thank you, Dolores. It's an honor to be associated with Gianna Molla. Gianna sacrificed her life to save her daughters. Her legacy reveals the truth that God can transform tragedy into triumph and use our painful experiences for the saving of many lives. When I moved to San Francisco, I had no idea God would choose me to champion the pro-life cause. Providentially, He knew before I was even born and had my mom name me Chastity. With His great sense of humor, He gave me a name that reflects my call to this work. My first week in San Francisco, I experienced tragedy. I lost my job, my housing, my health care, and then I found out I was pregnant. I went to Alpha Pregnancy Center for help and found a place that anticipated my fears and had a plan to meet my needs. That pregnancy ended in miscarriage, yet the loss of that baby led me to become the director of Alpha Pregnancy Center, taking it from being a family support center that served only 100 women a year to now being a licensed medical clinic that serves over 1,000 families a year. God transformed my tragedy of unplanned pregnancy and the loss of one child to the triumph of saving over 1,000 lives and sharing the gospel with thousands of families. Alpha has continued to expand and reach even more women after a diagnosis of terminal cancer forced me to resign. Now, I'm trusting God to use the tragedy of cancer in my life for a triumph in His kingdom. In Genesis, Joseph's brothers sold him into slavery and he was unjustly put in prison. Yet God used his suffering to save nations from a consuming famine. Joseph told his brothers, "You intended to harm me, but God intended this for good and the saving of many lives." The ultimate example of God transforming tragedy into triumph is Jesus. Can I get an amen? Amen. Jesus sacrificed His life to take the punishment that we all deserve. When He died, Satan might have thought Jesus lost, but upon His resurrection, Jesus conquered all evil, even death. I want to encourage you, if you want to save lives and conquer evil, get involved with your local pregnancy center. And if you're experiencing tragedy, look at Gianna Molla, look at me, look at Jesus. Give Him your tragedy and let Him turn it into triumph. Thank you.